Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the second Aquatic Life Conference. I'm Sophika Kostyniuk, Managing Director of Aquatic Life Institute, and we are your host organization for the next 4 days. This is a thrilling event for me personally, as this is the beginning of my 4th week of work at the Aquatic Life Institute. So I'm looking at the next 4 days as an incredible learning and engagement, as well as networking opportunity. Today, I'm joining you from the traditional unceded territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, otherwise known as present-day Vancouver, Canada. This week's conference is incredibly timely. It lands on the heels of the COP26 Climate Change Summit, where we know that sustainable food systems were an utmost priority discussion, and sustainable food systems are one key way that we can all collectively minimize our future greenhouse gas emissions and ensure a far more sustainable and hopeful path. I come to this movement from the conservation movement after having studied ecology at the University of Guelph many, many years ago, and spending the last 20 plus years in the ocean conservation space. So I've worked with ratings and certifications, deepened supply chains, engaged with corporations around the world, some of the largest ones, in fact, including Walmart and Target, worked with legislators to promote and progressive legislation. But I have to say that when aquatic animal welfare landed in my consciousness, I was utterly shocked and slightly embarrassed that it's not something that I had considered in the past. I know now that this priority issue is something that has unbelievable potential to capture everyone's imagination and to move the dialogue forward, because this is an issue that absolutely can no longer be ignored. So I'm thrilled to be joining all of you in this movement and in our collective effort to advance these issues. I am also really thrilled to introduce to you Catalina Lopez, the director of the Aquatic Animal Alliance, who many of you know. She is incredibly committed to this cause, and just like all of the other staff at Aquatic Life Institute, she's been working tirelessly over the last months to pull together this conference to make it as engaging and interesting as possible. So I'll just turn it over to you for a few moments, Catalina.
Thank you, Sophika. And hi, everyone. Welcome. We're very excited that you're joining us today. So the Aquatic Life Institute has been working tirelessly over the past couple of years to put aquatic animals at the center of the conversations around sustainable food systems. We work with corporations, government agencies, academia, and international bodies to make sure that animals are included in policies and strategies around the world. Like Sophika mentioned, it is quite remarkable that even though the animals are a key part of the food system as individuals, they have not been regarded as such. But fortunately, the narrative is changing, and stakeholders have realized that there cannot be sustainable policies if animal welfare is not at the forefront. Our main goal at the Aquatic Life Institute is to build an intersectional movement that not only will positively impact the lives of billions of aquatic animals, but will also have a rippling effect on sustainability efforts, food security, equity, and justice around the world. We need this movement to have representations from all corners of the globe, but also from all the stakeholders involved in the industry. So we want this conference to be a safe space for you to innovate, create synergies, and strategize together on how to build a better future for aquatic animals, and also for our global community in general. We all have a role to play in this issue, whether it is as actors within the food industry, in creating policy in governments, being animal protection and or conservation activists, issuing impactful research, or even as consumers with the purchasing choices that we make every day. This conference is a wonderful opportunity to learn how our choices and actions can have huge impact on the welfare of animals and the expansive effects that improving their welfare can have in every other aspect of society. In order to truly make an impact, we must learn to have productive discussions around the issues posed by the fishing and the aquaculture industries and find actionable, measurable, and achievable solutions. We have seen in the past year and a half how humanity can set an objective and coordinate towards one same goal when dealing with a common challenge that we are all aware of. So we are confident that we can work together to create a sustainable food system as well, and that it can consider aquatic animals because they are pivotal in making sustainable changes. So we hope that by the end of this week, you feel inspired to act and advocate for aquatic animal welfare in each of your areas of influence. And remember that your no action is too small. We hope to see many of you in the talks. And yeah, let's get started. Back to you, Sophika.
Thank you so much, Catalina. And again, I'm looking forward to learning from you and all the other experts. So we have 4 jam-packed days planned out for all of you. We'll be learning from experts, the food industry, media, scientists, and we even have a remarkable keynote address by renowned explorer, author, and ocean conservationist, Dr. Sylvia Earle. I will absolutely be tuning in for that. There are over 800 registrants already for the 22 sessions and 4 workshops. So we are confident that there will be a diversity of voices and perspectives infused into every moment that we're spending together. So just a few quick housekeeping items, and you'll be reminded of these throughout the conference. All participants are muted upon entry into sessions and your cameras are turned off. All of the sessions will be recorded, then distributed following the conference. If you have any questions, and I see that people are already using the chat box, so perfect, just enter them into the chat box and the moderators will address them when we have time. There will also be a certificate of completion available to anyone and everyone who has attended this conference, and that'll be available through the Aquatic Life Institute website following the conference. Please stay tuned for those updates. So now we do expect, as Catalina mentioned, respectful and productive discussions throughout this conference. We have a zero tolerance policy for any type of harassment or discrimination. Lastly, many of you have already signed up absolutely voluntarily through the Whova app. So you've received a link likely in your email welcoming you to try out the app. Again, it's voluntary. We're experimenting with it, but you can pre-register for sessions, network with other attendees and speakers, as well as follow the agenda in real time. So if you're interested in experimenting, please download it and learn with us. So now I invite you, as Catalina said, to enjoy the full conference agenda. Have a phenomenal week. The first session is titled Working with Producers, and I'll turn it over to that moderator who happens to be the founder of the Aquatic Life Institute, William Bench.